two people, June and Gary. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Okay, just getting started here. Okay. So, thank you everyone for joining. My name is Daniel Beach. I'm Director of Marketing at Ninja. So welcome to this Q&A. We're with our co-founder and CEO, J.R. Guerreri.
Hello, everyone.
We're just 1 week away from our listing on Bitmart. Also, thanks to everyone that submitted questions on Telegram, Reddit, and Bitcoin Talk. A lot of those are actually questions that we've already drafted, but there are a couple that we'll address that came through. So the goal of this Q&A is for our community to get a good sense for what we're working on and why, but also why we're launching the token and how the token is impacted by the project's development and user adoption over time. We'll also dive into how we're listing the token, who we're listing with, and why this is the best choice for building out our token economy. And how we're working, why this is the best choice for building a stable token economy that will eventually power Ninja's decentralized labor marketplace and really the future of work. So without further ado, JR and I might be splitting up some of these questions, but I'll ask them and we'll see who's best suited to answer. Okay, so this one I think is a great one for JR. So for new interested parties, what is Ninja generally, and what is the blockchain element of Ninja, JR?
Okay. So the blockchain element is smart contract and reputations. So unlike LinkedIn, where people ask you to put good news about them or write good letters about them, we want to have our users that will go and utilize the labor marketplace and all the people that work on the labor marketplace to be honest and truthful. And if they do something wrong to someone, it's going to be on their reputations on the blockchain forever. And we wanted, the whole thing about Ninja is we wanted transparency so that everyone has a fair chance at not only work, but hiring somebody that's reputable. And that's the biggest part of the blockchain that we want. And eventually we'll decentralize as much as possible to be able to give the vendors and the users more power in their hands to have transparency.
Great. Yeah, and if I can add to that, I mean, what happens when you've got these two reputation elements is that the ability to hire quickly, but also get hired quickly is so important, because I think for a lot of freelancers, for a lot of professionals, they spend so much time actually looking for work that if you look at it really for a earn per hour based on output calculation, they're making minimum wage or less than minimum wage often, even though if they set their rates really high.
Yeah, I think the Uber auto assign to where you could, if we need a person to do a logo design, we're actually searching out one now immediately and able to get a person. Specifically, when it relates to a translator, you need a translator now. You don't have time to look for an agency and find somebody. You're able to just go out, not in your local region, but globally, to get somebody to be a translator on a conference call or translate a document, a white paper, whatever. And you're assigning the job, the task, just like you would when you get a car on Lyft or Uber or Didi, anywhere. And you immediately get people that are up, that are working, willing to just do it now. And an instant gratification kind of thing when you need a job done. That's the biggest part about the blockchain part.
Yeah, and to bring it back to the sort of the platform element, if you could be doing this, in your existing chat, you let's say you've got these channels, you've got, say, the marketing department is discussing a task, and they say, oh, we need a designer for that. Well, you can assign that in the chat thread.
We need a cut sheet, we need a document, and then all your information is one source of truth. So they're sending you the high-res pictures, the videos, real-time in Ninja, and it's in your storage right there. You don't have to go to email and see if it's in an attachment, and then the attachment's too big. You have to use WeTransfer or another product to download the file. Everything is in Ninja, and you can do gigs of information real time while you're on conference calls, video calls, and you're going back and forth real time with files and information.
Right, and the fact that it's contextual is really powerful as well, right? It's in that thread. We were discussing this thing at this time. This professional came through. They resized the logo, for example, or turned it into another file, and here it is right there in chat. So that's really powerful. So the next question is, what is the purpose of NIN? How will it be used on the platform?
Well, the NIN coin is part of our economy when we wanted to offer platform discount fees to using the NIN coin. And what that means is that you could not pay 30% or 40% to a platform fee like an Upwork or a Fiverr, and be able to get discounts on your jobs, and which means the both people save money and the vendor makes more money. So we're keeping the power of the labor and what you're getting charged for labor and what people are charging for labor, more profits in your pocket and less money for the person that's contracting the job.
Great. So why are we listing now?
And also one other big thing, you could actually take the currency anywhere in the world. It doesn't have to be in USD or Hong Kong dollar or wherever. You could actually take the currency anywhere in the world and it's transferable anywhere. Yeah,
that's huge, especially if you consider how many places where they could work on somewhere like Upwork or Fiverr, but they can't because they just can't get paid.
And that leads to the next question about why we're listing.
Right.
Yeah. So why are we listing? First of all, we're listing so people have an opportunity to exchange it for fiat currency if they need it. And also, we picked Bitmart because they have, you can be a U.S. resident and in Asia and Europe and still open an account. A lot of exchanges are limited to Asia or Europe, and they're not widely accepted accounts from new people in different countries.
Right. Fantastic. Okay. So how does the token economy actually work?
Our token economy is geared towards having our coin as stable as possible. Not a coiner speculating coin. It's not a cryptocurrency that's used for speculative purposes and profits and not profits. It's used to create a stable transaction currency that people could say, okay, it's not going to go up, down, or crazy changing what it's worth. We're going to try to keep it as stable as possible so people will feel comfortable using it and trading it and bartering with it and using it to pay for services.
Great, yeah, very different from a lot of the other ones.
Much different.
Okay, this is one we get all the time, okay? So is Ninja an ICO or an IEO?
Okay, it's neither. It's basically a listing for our coin to be on there so you can use it to pay for services. It's a global currency, basically.
Right. Yeah. Utility, but in the realest sense. Yeah.
Yeah, a real sense of utility coin.
Yeah. Great. And why are we doing this? Why are we listing like this?
Listing
instead of doing an ICO or an IEO. Why are we listing in this way?
Well, I mean that's like .com bubble. Everybody did an ICO when the ICO was hot. We were always a product-based company. I've always ran companies that were hardware, software, but real companies that had substance and technology behind it. And this is what we're doing. Ninja Coin is just an extension of the services and the wonderful aggregator product that we've created. And it's a B2B aggregator suite for businesses and for professionals and for entrepreneurs.
Right. Excellent. Okay, so how will the actual marketplace work? I think we touched on this a little bit, but from an end user perspective, either a freelancer or a business and employer, what's that going to feel like? What's that going to?
I think Dan uses Upwork and Fiverr the most of anybody I know, so I think he's better to answer that question.
Sure. Okay. So if you're a freelancer, basically what's going to happen is you're going to go through some tests, you're going to get qualified, but that's sort of it. Afterwards, everything that you do is going to be demonstrated by your work. It's going to be proven by your work, and that reputation is going to be stored on the blockchain, such that later, when there are other jobs that come up, the algorithm will search through the entire pool freelancers that are available at that time, and you'll be selected for that job if, in fact, you are the best person for that job.
And huge keywords. So if you're looking for a fine line artist to do something for you, they'll have that in their profile. If you're looking at it for an artist that's an animator, they'll have that in their profile. So you'll be able to narrow it down. And also with Ninja, not only could you go globally for talent, but if you need to do something regional where you need to be in front of the people, or you need, like, for production services, extras that are in New York City or extras that are in Wyoming, you'll be able to scale that and filter that to a region, a mile, or open it up globally to a global world.
Right. And I want to touch back on this idea that we're searching the entire talent pool, right? Because what happens with Upwork and Fiverr is that you only get a subset of their entire freelance population, right? You're not necessarily getting the best person for the job. You're just getting the best person that is nearest to you on their algorithm. What Ninja does is, because we have this reputation-based identity, we can search literally thousands of profiles to find the best freelancer for you. So we sort of mitigate that 3 to 5 day timeline of hiring somebody, getting that brief out and ultimately getting the job done. So, we're just compacting and making more efficient this hiring, but also getting hired process, right? So it's better for everybody, lower fees as well. So as a business, what it'll look like, we touched on this a little bit. You'll be able to basically put up a job, within a chat, and you can even use the existing chat as a part of the brief, such that the freelancer can actually get up to speed really, really quickly, and then they'll be inserted into the chat, and you'll be able to talk with them about whatever the job is. They'll go back, do the job, deliver it in chat, and then you can carry on. And this can be happening at multiple layers. So even if you need 2 different freelancers to collaborate, that can also happen within the chat. Again, like hyper contextual.
You can just add them in the existing chat, and now you have a bigger group and a bigger group and a bigger group, and have everything right there. So if you ever need to go back to find a document, a file, whatever it is, it's always going to be in that group. It's not going to be I Skyped you, I emailed you, I Slacked you. Where's the document? What'd you send you? I don't remember. It was a month ago. So if everything is one source of truth in the Ninja conversation, that your whole file tree will be there.
Exactly. Okay. Why do we have our own wallet? What's the purpose of having our own wallet instead of using a third-party wallet?
All right, Dan.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of reasons, but go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, I think the biggest reason really is, we intend for this wallet to be tightly integrated into the platform. So a simple example would be, and this is not to say that we have a third-party integration with Uber, but if we were to have one, we would be able to use that wallet to do the arbitrage, but we can also then take that data and spin it back into another third-party app, like an expenses app, like Expensify or Xero. So those connections make that very, very powerful. And that's why I think it's important that we maintain control of that. That's not to say that the wallet's only going to be that Ninja Coin is only exclusively going to work in our wallet. Of course, it's an ERC20 token, so you're going to be able to use it in other wallets. And we'll also integrate other wallets into Ninja.
And there's so many factors that we have in our system to export files that are Excel, CSV files. We can have a chronological order of all your transactions, all your chats in one place. You can submit them for expenses. You can look back to them for factual things if there was any discrepancies with either payments or with communication errors. And everything's in black and white. Everything's transparent. Everything's right there. And that's another reason. Also, the ease of paying somebody, just like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with WeChat, but it's right there. You transfer money to somebody in the contact. You don't have to put in a wallet number. You don't have to copy and paste these long digits. You just go, here's the person. It's automatically linked to them. Boom, they get it, and you're done. And in seconds.
Yeah, that's really powerful as well. P2P payments, for anybody that's ever been to China, it is so incredibly easy if you're, say, splitting a bill or what have you. just to send some money over, and effectively that is a token. It's just a digital version of a RMB. But yeah, I mean, I use it all the time.
But the app is not just another app, and I think you're going to get to that question about what makes us different between. Is that the next question?
Yeah. Let's wait for that one. So the next, are there any early trading opportunities or airdrops? I think I can take this one.
Okay. Well, that's not really for the company. I mean, that's third-party stuff, so we really can't comment on what other people do. And I think that really is an issue with other people or with exchanges or whatnot. But that one would be really third-party. The company's not doing an initial coin offering. We're not directly giving tokens to anybody at all. So that would be through third party. So that's how we basically leave that up to the communities.
Okay. Yep. Next one. What will the trading pairs be initially?
Bitcoin and Ether.
There you go. Easy peasy. Okay. Which wallets can hold Ninja Coin?
Any ERC.
Any ERC20 wallet. Okay. All right. This is my favorite. What are the upcoming features in 2019? Like, what can we expect?
We go back a question: the difference between WhatsApp and WeChat and Telegram.
We can.
Is that question coming, or I'd like to go to the
community questions? We're just addressing the initial questions, but if you want to jump in there, yeah.
I do. We get asked that question all the time. Oh, this is another WeChat. This is another Telegram. It's not even close. Those are messaging communications apps and limited communication at that, and they're not made for business at all. They're not made for business. So Ninja is not just another app. It is a platform. It's not only a freelance marketplace platform with a wallet and a token, but more importantly, it's an app aggregator. So I want to use Ninja, but I still want to see what my guys are doing on Slack and what my guys are doing in HubSpot and what they're doing in Jira tickets and whatever other software, email. And I want to say, okay, I want to just hear from these email groups or these email people, these Slack groups, these Slack people, and I want to aggregate it, and I want to be notified of the message from those particular groups that I choose, not spam, not junk, not white noise, but important stuff for me so I don't waste my time, and have them push to Ninja, and when I push back from Ninja, it goes to the respective app. So those are really apps. We're really an aggregator platform, which is completely different than anything on the market today, really. And that's why we made our APIs open, RESTful APIs, and that's why we're letting developers create their own APIs into other apps that we haven't thought of, whether it be a QuickBooks or a Xero or other different apps, to be a one-stop aggregator app that actually is an aggregator platform more than just another app. And that's the biggest difference between ours. And like I said, it's a B2B aggregator suite in a box, and it basically houses everything. One source of truth is the biggest difference between apps and text messaging and instant messaging that is on the market today. But we have all the HR compliances, all the data backlog, all the export features and functions of transactions and chats and threads and attachments and everything. And that's the main difference. It's really a platform, not just another app or not just a communication instant WeChat, Skype, kind of Telegram, WhatsApp thing. Not even close.
Right. Okay. And to that end, when do we expect the wallet? When do we expect the labor marketplace that are going to integrate into that?
Right, so we're working on both of them right now. We're very close to integrating the wallet, I would say in the next 3 to 4 weeks, 5 weeks on the outset for the wallet. And then the labor marketplace is a little more intricate than that. We have all the wire diagrams done. We have all of the flow charts done. We have all of the user interfaces done. We're just starting to work on the back end now. And that's going to be the biggest part of the blockchain on that side. So we're going to be working with companies like not to mention names, but companies that have done Singapore Stock Exchange, very reputable companies that build blockchain, not our own blockchain, not two guys in a garage, but companies that have reputable blockchain products and private and public that intermix, that work, that have been working for years, and that are professionals in the top of their game globally on the blockchain.
Brilliant. And we're looking at, say, Q4?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Great. Okay.
We'd like to get it live by the beginning of 2020 is when we'd like to actually have it functioning and have a few different types of services available on that, and then it'll grow from there.
Fantastic. Okay, we've got one more question from the community, and then I think we'll wrap it up. And that is, will there be other exchanges aside from Bitmart?
Okay. Well, that leads me to two questions, actually. So eventually there will be, but we went with Bitmart because they're great partners. They offer so much to their clients, and we can work very closely with them to make sure this is a success. We're not, like I said, a speculative coin. We want to be on 100 different exchanges, and we want to have millions and billions in trades and volumes. That's not what we do. We want to have the number of volumes and trades when people are actually using the labor marketplace, not when they're just trading coin. But this is what we're building, and this is what a brick-and-mortar company looks like, a technology brick-and-mortar company looks like, that has substance behind what the utility token stands for. That's the biggest issue that we really want to get across. And the second biggest issue is we have a lot of partners that have very good coins that are solid coins, pretty stable coins, but they don't really have a utility for them. So we're actually making partnerships to be able to use those coins for payment in Ninja at another discounted rate for their users, and they have a lot of users. So the whole thing is to bring a community in that has the same culture as us, that has the same thinking as us, that wants the same goals, that wants transparency, that wants honesty, that wants to get somebody the money they deserve when they pay for something for the work they've done. Real simple.
Yeah, well, simple, but a lot of other projects don't do that.
Right. And we aim to be different, and we're proving it already.
There you go. Okay, thanks, Char. That's it for today, guys. If you want to see more, we will be doing another webinar tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern Time, PM, obviously. We'll be doing a bit more.
You can Ninja us. What do they want to send questions to Ninja us?
Absolutely. You can download Ninja at ninja.io and talk to us directly, actually, if you'd like.
Yeah. But Ninja us, we don't like to do email because it's all white noise, junk, and spam. So Ninja us, and you'll get an answer right away. All right?
Brilliant. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me.